All right. Hey guys. I see there's some people in here already. Awesome. 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 Sorry guys. I was debating whether I even wanted to come on here at all, to be honest. But I figured, today all I really want to do is I just want to talk. I just want to, all the purpose of what I was going to I think I put it on a thing earlier that I just wanted to kind of decompress. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff like family stuff too. So, hold on. It's my sound. There it is. Okay. I don't know why my sound's being weird. All right, let me say hello to people. Hello, Gladys. Hello, Rody Gal, Air Force Vet, Liberty Farmer. So fucking grateful. Dave, Kimberly, Kellyanne. Hello, guys, and Jersey Girl there. Oh, I appreciate that. Hey, Mike. Um, I appreciate all of the support, guys. Yeah, today's been hard for a lot of reasons. Thank you, Mom of Two Men. I appreciate that, and Candy Kisses. I yeah. If I miss you, I'm so sorry. I'm still a little bit flustered because a lot of this really hit me by surprise today. Honestly, definitely wasn't expecting that in any way, shape, or form. I really what I came on today is I'm just gonna kind of explain the how things happened, and I'm not gonna go into too much of it right now because honestly, guys, I'm dealing with a lot in my personal life right now too. So I'm in no way looking for a fight with anybody right now. Um, quite the opposite actually. That's not what I'm here for anyway. But let me see. I hope I don't miss anybody. I apologize. I see a lot of new names in here, so I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. But if I do, I'm so sorry. Hi, M. Fisher. So basically, a couple days ago, what was it? Not yesterday. Was it yesterday? Might have been. All the days have kind of been the same. So I had a loss in the family, so it was very, well, not kind of, it was very sudden. So I've kind of been dealing with that. Now I had planned this big live where I was going to kind of go into all of the behaviors that I had been seeing around the community from creators that I didn't care for. And I was going to talk about all of them, like all together, all at once in one big live. And I think I've been pushing it back, pushing it back. But, so I believe it was yesterday. Um, I had just found out about a lot of stuff. So I was like, you know what? How can I address this without having to like do the whole thing, if that makes sense? So I went on and I was like, at first I was just really triggered by some of the things that I had seen. I don't even know what day it is right now, guys. I'm so sorry. Just some things like, I had seen that I thought were unfair to certain people. And I was like, you know what? I thought I could pre-record a video on here on StreamYard, and figured it would just post like a normal video. But what happened was it ended up posting, and then there's a live chat, which, you know, my mods didn't know that I was doing. So I didn't really have a whole lot of people available, first of all. And second of all, I had no energy to because it was kind of a controversial live. I'll give you that. Um, so I just did not have the energy to be on there and kind of mediate and explain myself. So I cut it off, not even a quarter way through the video, and I have not uploaded it again. So I think that might be where some of the issues have stemmed from, because I didn't listen to it because, like I said, I had no idea it was even playing. Um, well, thank you, Madhouse. Like I said, I see a lot of new names in here, and if I miss you, I am so sorry. It is not at all intentional. It's that part of me is trying not to look at the chat, because I'm just kind of at a loss at the moment. I don't know. I have no idea, guys. I have no idea. But I'm gonna talk a little bit about it. If it starts to get out of control, I'm probably gonna bow out because I'm really just not in a good place at the moment. So hey, Melissa Jade, and I hope I didn't miss anybody. But yeah, so I didn't have the energy to kind of mediate through that. So I cut it off because somebody was like, no, you can just stop it. So I took it down. I didn't go back to it. So I don't know at what point it finished. And then I didn't realize it posted to my, because I was busy doing a lot of other things, guys. Like, I have been all over the places trying to be the person everybody needs me to be right now, for my family. And it's really rough. I don't go, there's a reason I don't go into my personal life on here. And I think, today was a prime example of why I don't, but, or I try not to anyway. But, so I didn't realize it had posted, so I guess it was up there, but it wasn't complete. Like the video was over an hour long, so it only posted the amount that I had let stream, which I don't know, maybe I think it was maybe like 15, 20 minutes, maybe. Um, so I don't know. So I don't know, and I didn't listen to it, so I don't know what people heard. I don't know what impressions people took from that. I figured it was bad, but I didn't. I kind of left it alone because it's YouTube. Hey CJ. Um, and it's YouTube, guys. So like right now, my real life comes first. So I didn't even think too much of it. I was like, okay, all right. So I'm just gonna leave this be. I figured everybody realized like I have a big live. I'm gonna be addressing a lot of different things that I don't care for here, in the community. And I'm just gonna go through these behaviors. We're gonna go, person by person by person, and I'm gonna talk about everything that I find unfair about. And this wasn't about, just one person, guys. This was like I was gonna go through everybody. So the beginning of the video that I posted, and I'll say it out loud, the video that I had posted was in defense of, that I felt that Jessica had been done dirty on here with that. I did not like how that happened with, her that sharing the stuff about her dad and stuff like that. I didn't really like that, guys. Like that bothered me. And in hindsight, I mean, that's not the topic I want to go into right now, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm going to speak out about that entirely, though. I will, because it's time and it needs to happen. But, I felt bad. I was like, that's not okay. Like, her dad has nothing to do with this. So why is her dad being dragged into this? Why are we saying we're going to go real life on, people and stuff like that? But that's neither here nor there, guys. That's not necessarily a topic of today. But all I wanted to say is that, I wasn't just coming out and just saying, I feel like some people may have gotten the wrong impression, but from here, I mean, my eyes are very open at this point. So, I feel like that's going to be its whole thing of its own. But I feel bad. I feel like I haven't behaved in a way that I'm proud of, and I'm going to change that going forward, honestly, because because I think I was under some, I've seen for myself some things today. I think everybody knows, but I'll talk about it. I'm a little flustered, guys. Honestly, I didn't expect this. I honest to God didn't. I didn't expect to, and I'm sorry if I cry. I'm gonna try not to, but I didn't expect to have to share like a lot of this so soon. But I'm not ashamed of it. It's just, well, that's not true. That's a lie. I do have a lot of shame about things, but yeah, deep breath. So I was just like so confused by everything because I didn't even know. So I had posted something on here, and I had just posted on there. I was like, okay, well, I'm taking a break for right now. I appreciate everybody who sent like well wishes, because of what's going on in my family right now, and that's really all I left to that. And then I had a couple people that were like, are you listening to this right now? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And then I did, and you know what, guys, I didn't listen to the whole thing because I heard as much as I needed to hear. And I will be correcting absolutely everything in there that is just not accurate at all. But that's not for this live either, because I genuinely just need to chill. So I'm going to just, talk about what it is for me. So, guys, I have been pretty open in the past about the fact, well, the reason I'm on YouTube in general, like, no, I'm not a drama channel, guys. Like, I have no interest. I get involved in drama. Of course I do. I'm a human being. A lot of us, I came from this community. So obviously I like drama. I mean, but not like, I don't like to start it or, things like that. That's not me. Anybody who knows me should know that, but I guess not. But, I had been open about, the fact that, I was growing up as a teenager, I was in different programs for troubled teens. And, there's a reason that people get sent to those programs because my parents felt that they couldn't handle the difficulties that I was having. So, you take a kid who maybe isn't doing anything too crazy, you put them into like basically a fish tank of kids that have some severe substance abuse problems or, mental health issues, behavioral issues. And, then you have a kid like me who always just wanted to fit in, and you throw me in, and I would do whatever everybody else was doing. So, it kind of went on from there. And I've had a lot of stuff happen in my life. So, substances are something that I have struggled with for the majority of my life. I've had some time. I'm not gonna cry. Okay. I've had some times that, have gone really well, and then, everybody who's familiar with this kind of knows how it goes. It can be up and down. Um, but when I got hurt, I've I really forced me to kind of get a grip, and my injury was almost like a blessing and a curse in disguise. Because you know what I mean, guys? I've had to do a lot of work on myself. I've gone to therapy. I've done the work. I do the work every day. And it just wasn't something that I felt that was like, a part of my. I don't want to cry. I'm not gonna cry. I didn't feel like it was a part of my YouTube channel. Like it wasn't what I'm not a recovery channel. I'm not, in fact, I don't feel like I'd have any business being a recovery channel, honestly. But I'm not a recovery channel. I'm not a that's not what my thing is. So I didn't want to. I didn't want it. If that makes me a fake person that I didn't, talk about it or bring it up or whatever, like I guess so. I mean, we all want to put our best selves forward here, but I mean, I have been open that I've had struggles. I've talked to several people about this. I've talked to a few people about it outside of here, and none of them felt that it was necessary to tell, like, because you know what, like, first of all, I don't want to invite, whatever. I'm gonna say it. I don't. What I was listening to, I was like, "What on earth is going on here?" Like, I was shocked. I was like, I didn't even know what I was listening to. It was just conspiracy nonsense. Like, I don't understand. But I'm not even gonna fight with anybody. Like, if you want to think that I'm doing whatever you think I'm doing behind the scenes, or whatever, like, if you want to, I'm gonna tell you all right now, like, I'm gonna let my videos and everything that I have said out loud, and even in chats or whatever, I'm gonna say out loud, that you guys can judge me on that. If you really think that that's what I'm doing behind the scenes, then I guess that's what you're gonna think, because I'm not gonna fight with any of you on that. Just know that I'm not. I've never spoken to Kim. So I don't know where that's coming from. I certainly wasn't, you know, what was it? Because I didn't listen to all of it, guys. Faking a sub. I don't even know what that was either. I'm not a spy. I'm not here to do anything like that. And loving life. I should have listened about things like, and that's the other thing. I don't want to invite I don't want to invite anybody in today that's gonna. I can't take it, guys. I'm dealing with so much right now. You guys have no idea. There's a reason I have not been on YouTube, but I'm sorry, guys. And yeah, thank you all for being so respectful so far, because I know in some ways I don't feel like I deserve people to be respectful to me. Because and I'll address that in a different life too. I feel like I definitely have had my priorities wrong, I'll tell you that. But first, even if someone's doing, even let's go out on a limb and say everything that that all that's true. I was talking to somebody, like, let's just go, and we'll go on a wild goose chase, and we'll say that. Let's say all of that was true. Does that really negate repeating something like that somebody said to you in private, because they thought that you understood? Is that what that negates? Like, I didn't realize that was appropriate. Like, you want to clap back at me, clap back at me for something that I say on here, not something that I've talked to you about in private, that's really personal to me, that I wasn't ready to share with anybody yet. And I have talked to a few other people about this. They know who they are. I started talking to people about this when I first came on here. So she wasn't the only person that knew that about me, but nobody else felt the need to announce it to the world. I was just shocked, guys, honestly. I was shocked, I was hurt. And I just, yeah, the madhouse, that's really true. And I'm sorry if I missed anybody. I hope I didn't. So I don't know, guys. I know. I'm just trying to think of like the best way to put this, because like I said, nothing that I say right now is what I want to invite anybody to come in here and like come at me about. Like, if you want to be respectful and be in the chat, like, that's wonderful, guys. But if you want to come in here and clap back at me or whatever the flying F that is, please just give me a few days, like, for the love of God, please. because I had no idea this was going to happen. I had no idea this was happening. I had no idea I was dealing with a really, serious issue that happened last night with my family, and I had no idea. So, I when I heard that, I was like, "What is this going on?" And I tried to defend myself, guys. I did. I was like, all I did, guys, and that this just tells me everything I need to know. All that I did was say that, I thought that, I didn't, first of all, I didn't like I disagreed about some things. I didn't like the fact that, I don't like people's personal stuff being posted on here, and there's a reason for it. I don't like Natasha's stuff being posted on here. I didn't like that Jessica's stuff has been posted on here. I mean, I'll go on and on. I didn't like the Crafton and Kim stuff was posted on here. I don't think that's the place for it. Like, if you want to come at people on YouTube, that's not it. That's not it, guys. And that's all I was trying to say. It doesn't mean that I like, I hate that, guys. I hate the fact that, like, you say one thing and people automatically are like, well, you're siding with that person. I'm not siding with anybody. I stand for what I believe in and what's decent. I don't care about the sides, guys. And maybe this isn't the community for me. I don't know. I love the people here, though. There's some good people in this community, so I'm not going anywhere. Sorry, not everybody in this community has to be a drama channel. Not everybody in this community has to do things a certain way and, participate in things. And I don't know. I don't feel pressure from anybody. I appreciate that, though, guys. I mean, I wanted to talk about it. I just didn't think it was relevant. And first of all, like, there are better people on here to talk about recovery things. Like, I'm really not the right one. Because a lot of the time, I do my very best but there are ups and downs. And I mean, I have been clean of like anything that I'm not prescribed since 2017. But that doesn't mean that, I haven't had issues with, you know what I mean, guys. So I'm trying to think of what I want to say. I've told some people this. I always feel like an imposter sometimes, just because, I've tried to join some recovery communities in some places, and they're, a lot of them are very accepting, but some of them, if you take like, medicine to kind of help with, it would, and people know what I'm talking about. If you know, and they don't see it that way. And, I want very desperately to not have to do that at some point, but it's hard, guys. I'm sorry. And it wasn't something I wanted to talk about. Because I have a lot of shame about it, and I feel like it makes me weak. But I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't want to come on here and cry. Especially when it's not for something I even did. Like, I don't know what I did to deserve that. Like, I don't know. I've never been anything but supportive. I have gone, like, and some of the things in the chat were also was upsetting. Like, I tuned out, and she went on and on and on and on, and I don't get it. And you know what? Jessica, I'm so sorry, because I can't even imagine having to deal with that day after day. And now, because that's happened to me, I wonder, a lot of that stuff that she said about you is probably not right. I'd be willing to bet my life on it. So yeah, and I guess you don't know until it happens to you. I guess everybody is ignorance is bliss. And I guess, I hate being that person, but here we are. So, but I do feel bad. I do feel bad, because I like to see the best in people, especially people that have been good to me. And unfortunately, I guess I made the wrong choice there. And won't be doing that again. Because that's not okay. That, to me, that's going real life. That's telling people something about me, because you're trying to discredit me. You're trying to make me look bad because I have I've struggled with substance abuse. Aren't you? Didn't she say she struggles? You know what I mean? And I don't know what anything is, but I don't know, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you coming on here and being supportive, because I didn't know what to expect. Because when I was in that chat, nobody wanted to hear, no one wanted to hear what I had to say. I guess, there everybody else's thing is, well, you're here and you talk about people, so you open yourself up to everything. Well, I agree about that to a certain extent, guys. I do. But none of that, includes none of that includes people's personal lives, like stuff like that. Like, Jessica's father. There's no business going into her life like that. That is violating. It is violating some of the things that have been done to Dorothy, guys. Like, I've always said that, but that doesn't mean you get to go and do things like that back. That doesn't, I didn't do anything. I didn't. And my eyes have been open. There's people that do disgusting things to everybody on here. It just seems to be what happens, and I get it. I just didn't know. I didn't think I'd done anything to warrant it. And it's bizarre because, like, I figured, at least talk about facts, but what I listened to, none of it was true. It was all just made up. And it makes you wonder how much of everything else is. So here we are, guys, and I'm just really hurt. I'm just really hurt. It's not her story to tell. I mean, I like to think that this community, a lot of us have struggled with these kinds of things, and I would like to think that a lot of people, a lot of people don't like that kind of stuff, but when you're in the chat and you're seeing people kind of agreeing with that stuff, like it's a new experience that I had not had before. I've been on social media before, not YouTube, but it was never anything that exposed me for this. I was able to kind of hide behind a brand. Like, nobody even knew what I looked like or who I was. They didn't hear my voice. I just was talking through pictures, so like it wasn't like this at all. And I'm just not, I don't know, guys. I just appreciate all your support. I wanted so badly to think that people who have watched me on here, people who have come to see my lives, they know what I'm about, and they know that I'm like one of the most fair people like on the planet. I'm not confrontational. I'm not here to pick fights with people. All I wanted to do, I've kind of honestly, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I'm new to YouTube, so I'm trying a bunch of different things, and I wanted to talk about behaviors, but then I started seeing other things elsewhere, and I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to talk about that too. But then you kind of get caught up, and you're looking through these lenses that are someone else's narrative. You know what I mean? It's easy, and I feel stupid because I shouldn't get caught up in stuff like that. I should know better. But I did, and I do, and clearly didn't work out very well for me. So I will have, yeah, right. And I don't even know, I'm all for apologizing. If I really did something like that, then I will apologize for it 100%. But first of all, if anyone's basing this on the video I took down, there's an entire other hour of that video. I'll post the whole damn thing. I don't care. You'll see I address a lot of things in there. And you guys are all very awesome right now. Thank you. I don't know, guys, and then I don't know, there was just some other nonsense that I heard. And I mean, I kind of wanted to I was gonna come in here and talk about my journey on here. And then I'm like, what, do I really want to do that? I don't want to cry. But, I mean, I figured I already have my picture up here. So, I mean, I wanted to share a picture, but people who know, and you'll see it. I have a before and after picture, and I'm very proud of myself, so I'll share it with you guys. Hold on, I hope it went on here. All right, so obviously, one of the pictures was, from before I started to get myself together, and then the other one is from, this past summer. So I wanted to just, if you know. So if people, want your proof, then here you go. I wasn't with it, clearly, if you know the look, you know the look. So there's me on the left, there's me on the right from this past summer, and I just wanted to share that very, very briefly. But I'm very proud of myself. I've made a lot of changes. I've really done the work, and you don't do the work until you're ready. I tried 1,000 times. I've been to all sorts of programs. I'm not turning on my camera right now. Turtle go. No effing way. I'm in my pajamas. No effing way. Thank you, Liberty Farmer. So and yeah, that's who I am. That's what I look like. Just not always that I don't whatever. But I'll turn on my camera eventually. But that's that I've done a lot of work. I've done all of that. I've gone to programs. I've done all of that stuff, and it's embarrassing. Like if you knew like where I come from, and not that it's ever like but this kind of stuff doesn't have a demographic, guys, and I'm living proof of that. Living proof of that. This has like addiction touches all walks of life, and I used to work at a place for like I used to do social services, and it brought me down a really bad, like I was doing really well. I started working there and it brought up a lot of trauma in my life. And then I went down to the darkest place I've been. Um, and it's hard, but until you're ready to do it, then you're not going to do it. And you know what, I'm going to get emotional for saying this again. And I would, I always have the utmost respect for people who can get off of things entirely because it's what I want. But it's hard, guys. It's hard, and I have the most respect for the people that are able to do that. I really do. I really, really do. Yeah. Oh yeah, love and life at home. Yeah, I'm always open to talking to people. Like I don't do a I like talking. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Like, I'm doing so well. Like nobody first of all, nobody thought um, you know, for the past like couple birthdays, and if you know, right? Oh, if you know, you know. So for the first time in years in my adult life, my parents gave me cash and not gift cards for my birthday. And that was a huge step too. Because if you know, and you get it, because they didn't want me, I guess that's something they suggest that you do. I don't know. So I just, I've been able to do that. I've been able to repair my relationship with my parents, and who my parents had it. They had done what, parents do, in that they're like, you know what, if you're not going to get it together, then we're not going to help you anymore. They changed the locks and that was it. And even then I continued to, self-destruct, and that didn't stop me. That wasn't enough. And it really took me getting hurt and having to move back in with my parents. And I just, it really, I relearned how to live my life, and it's not easy. It's hard. I can't, I don't know if I'm strong enough to ever not to get like there all the way, but maybe. Oh, Mike, thank you so much. I think I saw that and I thought it was you, but I've been trying to avoid my phone. If that makes sense. But it's like there's a lot of stigma on this, guys, and there shouldn't be. There shouldn't be. Like, people should talk about this more, because it's not just, that's why I hate when I hear people knocking like addicts like that. And I've heard it a bunch, people saying that, they're thieves, and, and you know what? Some of us have done some really crappy things. I have. Oh, I sure have. I don't have a criminal record. I've never been arrested as an adult. But that doesn't mean that I haven't, done a lot of really awful stuff. I have. I certainly have. I just didn't get caught, I guess. But it's I don't know, guys. I hate hearing that. And I've heard it in a couple channels lately. I really have. I forget exactly where, because it's all just blended into me. But to say people can change, right? So just because somebody has a criminal record, that doesn't mean that they haven't changed. And somebody who's been in active addiction should know, where that takes you and where that can go. Because I try not to, because it's not my business. So I try not to. I didn't look at Jessica's any of that until she decided to share it herself, and I popped on there to take a look, because I didn't feel comfortable, having that come out of somebody else's mouth. I just didn't. So I would turn anything off it, but for her, like, if you go down those charges, guys, that's classic. Like, you can see what's going on there. And she shouldn't have had to do that either. Just like I don't think Captain Kim should have had to explain, if Kim wants to, when she was ready to come explain things, she could come and explain things. I don't like that Natasha's stuff gets posted either. It's not just one person. Yeah, it saved my life too, Amber. Like, I have a quality of life now. I would not have a quality of life. I would be dead. I know this, and exactly, exactly. And part of me really wants to talk about it, but then I shut up real quickly, just because people, just judgment. I always feel really judged, and and that's great, Amber. Like, honestly, I told you, I have the most. I'm not looking at my phone. Let me look. Hold on. Oh, thank you, Turtle Gum. Thank you, guys. You guys don't have to do that. You really don't. I'm you really don't. But thank you all. It's just, you guys get it. Like, there's so many people here who have struggled with substance abuse, and you can go through it 1,000 times. If you're not ready, you're not ready. I wasn't ready. I don't know why. I've had a lot of trauma in my life, so in the back of my head, I don't think I cared. I didn't care. Yeah, actually, Granny's watching is 4 days younger than me, I believe. So yes, we are similar in age. Um, but I just, when people get in your head and people, start, I'm too trusting. I clearly am. Yeah, thank you, Madhouse. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm going to grad school. I graduated college, guys. I did okay up until I barely graduated college. I did really well up until my senior year, and then I went really downhill again. Then pulled myself out of that. Heck, did I? Maybe. No, not really. Yeah, that might have been a couple years, but I graduated. Um, and then it took me moving out of the state. I left the state I was living in. I literally took a bag out of, I was in a very abusive relationship. I took a bag, I packed it. I moved to a different state, and I didn't I didn't look back. I didn't look back. Um, and that's what it took, for a lot of it. Oh, look, see, there's so many people here. Yeah. Yeah. Right, Tiffany. Oh, you've been off. Okay, that makes me feel. You guys, thank you. That makes me feel better, because I feel like a failure for needing having 4 years of it. Is it 4 years now? 19, 19, almost 5 years, I guess. Like 5 years in April, maybe. But that makes me feel better, because I feel weak. I feel like I should be doing better, but we can only do what we can do. And I have this, guys, addicts are like the strongest people out there. You have no idea the strength that it takes to do that and retrain your brain, and be able to. You have no idea until you experience it, because I feel like I'm up against a wall at this point with, going forward with what I do. But it's thank you, guys. It's hard for me. I didn't plan on coming and talking about this. I didn't ever want to talk about this. I might have at some point, right? So I've heard about that, Madhouse. I've heard about that. I haven't. I've heard about it though. Well, I've heard about that when people, I'm looking into how to not, get sick. But I it's neither here nor there. But that's how I heard about that. I've never tried it though. But I'm under, obviously, like, I check in with people when I have to. Like, I have a house, I have a home. I'm not renting. Well, I'm very grateful to live where I do, but my life is coming together. I'm going to grad school. And I feel like it's people like, what I tell myself is, it's people like me who are setting, an example and a right path, to show you that there's like no one way to get healthy. And if somebody needs something for a while to kind of get them by, to be able to live their life and, be productive and, not die, I think there should be, no stigma on that whatsoever. Because most people who would meet me would never know. Most people who meet me, I mean, you wouldn't know. You would have known 4 years ago. That's for sure. I was incredibly underweight. I looked pretty bad. I look at pictures now, and it was pretty bad. It was not attractive, but you know what? I'm not happy with where I'm at, and that's all that matters. Yeah, Madhouse. Right. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. No, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Madhouse. I get it. I get it. That's why yeah. Well, I get it. And that's, I don't know. I like, guys, I didn't listen to the whole thing because I don't even know. I know what I said to her. I mean, I know what I said to her behind closed doors. I know that. Like, I have a good memory for that. I know what I said, but it wasn't what I was hearing though, and I, I don't know. See, like, guys, this is why I think that there's a lot. Like, I that's why I like that. I do like that Jess does her recovery stuff. I'm not really familiar with anybody else that does, like, maybe I know Robbie does recovery. I think I'm not new to this community, but like I don't watch everybody all the time. But I'll pop in here and there when there's stuff like that going on. Yes, Amber. Oh, I should have uploaded that picture. I should have uploaded the picture. Oh my god. Comparatively to what I look like, I look fat now. I've put on 30 pounds, so um but I needed to, right? So, but right, like, if you're telling somebody in private, like, I get it's YouTube or whatever, but if you tell somebody in private, especially when they say they're a recovery coach, so you wanted to talk to them about that, just to have someone to talk to, because I don't have anyone really to talk to about it, and I need to. I was seeing a therapist, but he ghosted me, so I've kind of felt kind of alone at this point. I do look healthy now, yes, I do. I do. Um, and I had told her that, and we had talked about it, and I got kind of uncomfortable talking about it, like, mid conversation. I don't know, something felt off. But like, if somebody knows that, like, you should know that coming on here and saying something like that, and being like, well, they're not who they say. And somebody said in the chat, well, Dorothy, you're the only one. You're the only one who isn't shady on here and having a criminal record. I literally saw that in the chat. And I was like, you're just gonna assume first of all, I don't have a criminal record. So I don't know what you mean by that. And second of all, your people are going to say that just because you have a substance abuse problem that you're shady. Like, I've been shady. Yeah, I have. I've definitely been shady. But haven't we all? And I'm doing really well. I don't that doesn't dictate who I am as a person. That doesn't dictate that at all. That dictates nothing. That means nothing. That doesn't mean that you know what I mean? I'm tired of it. I'm tired. Yeah, pull up. Please don't. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Dig into my personal life. Go ahead. You're not going to find shit, guys. You're not going to find it. You're not going to find what you're looking for. I'm not the one. So, yeah, I guess people have to make up things now, and that's fine. That's fine. We can address that as it comes. But I just wanted to address this for now, because that's nobody's right to tell somebody's story like that. It's just not, guys. It's not. It's not. Um, and I'm glad I did, because I want to open up about these things. Like, I don't want to be I'm an oversharer. So for me, like, I would be the first person to come on here and share my entire life with everybody, but I've been kind of taught that that's not appropriate. So plus that's not the branding of the channel that I don't know what I'm doing here, guys. I'm just winging it, guys, honestly. But yeah, who cares about somebody? Who cares about what somebody was doing years ago, even 4 years ago? Who cares? Do you know how much change can happen in 4 or 5 years? I can tell you how much change can happen in 4 or 5 years. I can tell you, I'm living proof of it. I'm living proof of it, guys. So to say, well, that wasn't that long ago, who cares? Like, I'm tired of it. And I'm sorry it took me so long to see that and to say anything about it. Honestly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I get caught up. I definitely am one of those people that I guess I'm too trusting, and I try to, I don't know, guys. I'm not I don't even, like, it makes me not even want to do this anymore, but it's the support that you guys are showing right now. It's really awesome, guys, and I can't thank you enough. I feel uncomfortable talking about it. I'm like, yeah, guys, thank you so much. It was just hurtful to see some of the people in the chat that just believe everything that somebody says, with no question whatsoever, and just kind of put that verdict down that you're a horrible person just, because somebody said so, and we're saying really ridiculous things about you that I wouldn't even have imagined in my head. Well, oh, hold on. Nobody told me I had to tell. No, somebody mentioned it for me today. So, right, like, that's not. It makes no sense. I hope you're feeling better, Lindsay. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that too. You're another one that's been dealing with a lot of stuff. Thank you, Air Force Vet. I try. Like this is I feel like I'm not putting my best self forward right now. Um but I try to let my videos speak for me or my comments in chat even. I get caught up with the rest of people. Have I done some mean stuff? Yes, I have, guys. I have. I'm not always nice. I can be very petty. I can. But, it doesn't help when like yeah, just that there's some things that I wouldn't go. I would never, if somebody, told me something, right? If somebody told me something like that, it's not my place to come on the internet and use that against them. And, maybe, I probably should have been looking at it that way all along. Because now I see, I get it. And, it sucks that it takes it having happened to you to see it and to see what's wrong with it. But I do now. I do now, guys. I do now. Um, I see it. I see why that's a problem. I see why nobody should be doing stuff like that. And just because somebody does it to you doesn't mean that you need to cause more hurt. But I'm not, I never did anything to anybody here. So yeah, yeah. And right, DeLorean. And you know what? People can think I'm weak if they want to. I spent most of my day crying. This was not even something I had anticipated. I didn't know this was happening. I had no idea. I figured I had just posted. I was like, you know what, guys, I'm really sorry. I just wanted to say thank you for, everybody who's reached out so far. Like, I really appreciate all of that. That's great, and that's all I wanted to say for today because I've been canceling lives because I didn't want to. I'm dealing with some stuff, guys. Like, I'm dealing with some really difficult stuff in my real life. And and then I had a couple people reach out and I don't want those people to apologize. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did because if I had found it out later, I wouldn't have had all day with people to process it with. I did not listen to all of it. Michelle, I feel you on that too. I was definitely a party girl. I spent a lot of time at clubs, and bars and I spent quite a bit of time there, 2012, 13-ish, those years, up until probably, yeah, around 2014. Um, but that's the thing, like, yeah, right. And I feel bad because I feel like, who am I to have all this support? There have been other people who have been completely obliterated day after day after day. And if this is how that feels, which I'm assuming it is, this isn't okay. This isn't just normal YouTube stuff either. This is like taking it to a level that it doesn't need to go. I mean, I really hope that nobody's going to go into my family, but you know what? I have some indications that people are. Somebody sent me a really interesting email the other day that I wasn't sure if it was helpful or harmful, but now I'm kind of thinking maybe it was harmful. Now I don't know. But like I'm not gonna, get pushed back. I was crying today. I was really upset. And as somebody who's in recovery, you should know that, you don't want to put that on somebody that can push somebody off the edge like that. Like that's not you should know better, especially when it comes to something like that. Which is why, I guess I'm kind of, concerned that, if somebody like that is talking to people about their recovery. I don't know, guys. Like that doesn't, I feel like, confidentiality is like a really big thing about that. Certainly not coming onto YouTube and telling, people that like them, all of that to try and discredit them, I guess. Is that the goal here? But I didn't even do anything. So like, half everything that I'm hearing, I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, what? People who have heard my reactions have heard like, I was like, "Are you kidding?" But I did. I cried. I cried because, I didn't know how people were going to react. I've seen people, I'm part of this community, so I've seen people react well to like, to Jess and stuff like that. But she shared stuff about her. She's been open about that since day one. So I didn't know if like, I would get the same grace. I guess I didn't know because basically the premise was, well, you don't know who she is, like she's fake. Because she hasn't talked about this, and I was like, okay, well, I guess that's fair. I guess I haven't told you about, certain things in my life, but that doesn't mean I'm shady. You know, yeah, I'm starting to see that tits up. I'm starting to see that. Because, I'm a very trusting person. So I usually take people's word as fact. Or, I shouldn't though, because clearly, I'm hearing things about myself that I didn't know. And I'm gonna try to not let it bother me. I'm gonna try to just keep going. But it makes it hard because it makes me not want to come on here anymore. I'll tell you that. But I'm not gonna give anybody what they want. I'm not here to like. I never wanted to clap back at anybody. I'm not a clap back channel. Like I don't. That's not what I'm here to do. I have no interest in playing games with people. No interest. Zero. Um, all I'm here to do, I don't even know what I'm here to do. I was here to expose the troubled teen industry that, put me through all of the abuse that I feel like really, really impacted my life in a really bad way that I need to process to continue to move forward. But then I got kind of caught up. Burnt popcorn, that's the thing. I don't know. I think she heard me say that I didn't like, well, there are a couple things. She didn't like that I said she didn't like that I said, my understanding anyway, is that she didn't like that I said that I didn't agree with the fact that she posted Crafton's arrest thing and how she handled that, and that I didn't like that she was laughing at the fact that he was a victim of a crime. She didn't like that I didn't agree with her on that. She also didn't like that I said I didn't like what happened to Jess, but what she didn't see was the rest of the video where I said that I didn't like what was done to her either. But nobody ever takes the time. It wasn't posted, but nobody came to me to ask. And apparently I'm like talking to Kim behind the scenes, and Kim and I are trying to do some secret agent. I don't even know anymore. Like it's delusional, guys. It's delusional. So I have no idea. I've literally never spoken to Kim. So never. I might have emailed her like once, maybe a year ago, asking about like a program for it. It was to Crafton about like a program to do videos or something. I think, but I can't really remember. It certainly wasn't since I've been on YouTube, like over here and active in this like drama community, whatever that is. But yeah, there's no secrets on me. There's no secret. Oh, I heard that too. Yeah. I'm not. Oh my God, guys. Like when I heard that one too, I'm like, are you serious? No, guys, what happened? You guys probably hear it in my lives. I'm sure you've heard me do this. When I get nervous, I start saying, I don't know. Quite frequently, actually. I'll say, I don't know, guys. I don't know. You'll hear it. I mean, if you want to go watch my past lives, you can tell if I'll let you in on that. You can tell I'm getting nervous if I start saying, I don't know. And when I start to feel uncomfortable with the topic, and I have a lot of shame with this one, with this. So, she never said that to me, though. I don't even understand what that means. What? I never asked about anything like that. I I like to talk about myself. I'm not gonna lie, I do. So I did. I'm not trying to do anything to anybody. That's not what I do. And I'm going to be very, very careful about what I say to people at this point, because, here I was thinking I was talking to somebody who, had been very kind to me up until this point. And I don't know, guys. I have a lot of guilt and shame with that stuff. A lot of us do. Anybody else who's been in this situation, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I have no idea, Kimberly. I wish I did. And I am setting boundaries right now, though, because here's the thing, guys. I'm not going to be manipulated anymore. I'm not going to be nobody. We're not doing this anymore. We're not going to do this anymore. I'm not doing this. So from now on, I am just going to, I'm just going to do me, and I'm going to hang out on my channel. And, if people want to come hang out on my channel with me, I would love to have you. However, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to think I owe anybody anything for being nice to me. I'm not going to do that, because apparently it doesn't matter if I do that anyway. And you know what? There are real people getting hurt by all this stuff that don't deserve to get hurt. And I'm sorry it took me having it happen to me to see it. Because I get that. I've had a few people comment that, and I'm like, now is not the time, but I understand. It's not what I want to hear at the moment, but I get it. And it's true. It's like, where was the outrage when this was happening to Jessica? I get it, guys. You're right. You're right. So, all I can do is say I'm sorry. And all I can do is say that, I want to go about things differently. I never wanted to be a drama channel. There's not in my description. I get that, like, other people were like, well, if you don't want to be involved in drama, then why are you in drama? Well, all of us are kind of drama channels at this point, and I like to talk to people that I think are my friends. So if I stop in on a particular channel, half the time it's because I see people I want to talk about, but I am all for opening up my horizons. So if I mean, obviously there are other channels out there, but I will start to make some rounds. I want to start to hop into other people's chats, more that come up in my suggested, because there's probably there's some really good people in this community, obviously. The fact that I haven't had anything negative come up in this chat today tells me everything I need to know. Everything I need to know. Yeah, Shar, I hope so, because I didn't even know I was on a list for that. I had no idea that this was. I had no idea. I had no idea. I had no idea. I didn't see it coming. I had no idea. And I was kind of at a loss because it went on and on and on and on and on. And I was like, I haven't said anything about you at all. In fact, I have. And then, all I said in the chat was like, "Oh, I've defended you. I've gotten harassed for her for supporting her. I have. I've been harassed. I have been followed chat to chat to chat to chat about it. And I don't like that, but I still, supported her. And then, I got yelled at for that in her chat too. They're like, "Well, nobody asked you to do that." I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, I'm done with these people. I'm not doing that." Yeah, she did sound very gleeful, Madhouse. Exactly. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, that's a perfect word for it. In fact, I think that's the word I used privately with somebody else who I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Yeah, Megan, you're absolutely right. And like I said, I'm sorry it took me so long to see it. I'm really sorry it took me this long because I feel like an idiot. I feel like an idiot. Thank you, Air Force vet. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm sorry if I missed you guys in the chat. I know I saw a lot of support. I've been trying not to look because I expected worse. I did. But this just shows me that there's hope out there. There's hope out there. And yeah, I mean, like I said, like I get it, guys. Like I get it. It shouldn't have taken it happened to me to see it. I should have, been an adult and opened my eyes and, looked at patterns, but, I didn't want to see it. So here we are, and I'm not saying that anybody, but what she did, that's not forgivable, guys. Like, I can't, that's low. That's not even like, I don't even have words. I don't even have words. You want to come at me for something. You want to come at me and like say that I'm, secretly like colluding. If you want to make up a narrative like that, we can play with that narrative. I'll play with that narrative. We can do that. I can play pretend too. But taking it to that level, like you have some big truth bomb and you're like so excited to drop it. What? That's not. Nope. 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 I'm not, yeah, and I've been ready for change. Like, I am so done with this crap, guys. I am so done with it, and I'm even more so done with it now. I think everybody's tired of this. Now I feel like I get how other people feel now. I do. Yeah. Right. She didn't talk to me. And, and then I was looking through, I'm like, maybe I missed it. Yeah, the burnt popcorn, you're not wrong there either. And I think I did mention that in that video, and maybe that's another thing that upset her. I don't know. But I was looking through my stuff and I'm like, maybe I missed something. Like, I was trying to figure out why this happened. And I mean, she did leave a comment that was like, we need to talk or something. And I didn't respond because I just found out that, I had a loss in the family. Like, I wasn't thinking about YouTube or anything like that at that time. And then I think she was live. So I was like, I don't know, guys. I was trying to figure out how this possibly could have happened. And now I just have realized that there's, the more people have told me about what was said, because like I said, I stopped watching because I couldn't do it anymore because I was just like, I'm hearing things about myself that, sounds like, a science fiction writer wrote it, or like somebody who's trying to write a spy novel or something. I don't know. I was like, I don't know what I'm even listening to. I don't even care. But then when I heard what was being brought in, I was like, oh, okay. Well, and I was hoping that people wouldn't, support it, but I saw, some people were being supportive in there, but others were just like, eating up that narrative. And you know how dangerous that is, guys. You know how dangerous that is. And I know, like, she's gonna say, well, you're lying about that. I'm not lying. If you don't want to believe me, you don't have to believe me. What do I have no reason to lie on here? None, zero. I will let everything that I have said in my videos. Who I am on here is who I am. Do I have personal issues that I don't choose to talk about on the internet? Yes, I do. I do. Do I have things that I struggle with that I don't necessarily want to talk about with everybody on the internet? Yeah, I do. Yep, sure do. Does that mean that, like, as a core, I'm not who I am? No, it has nothing to do with that. I am who I am. The fact that I struggle with things doesn't change that. I'm still a good person. Um, so, but I was just, people were eating it up, and that's how this misinformation spreads. And people were like taking it as absolute gospel and getting wound up and hateful. And I was like, oh my God, I am seeing this happen in real time right now based on lies. And, I encourage all of you guys now at this point, if you hear something about somebody, just don't believe it. Just do your own. If that's a creator you're familiar with and you've watched them and you've, just take that into consideration. Take that into consideration. You know, just take it into consideration, because if it sounds out of character for that person, it might be. It's very, very clear that it might be. I don't know what I did that would possibly uh, allude that I'm a Crafton supporter. What? What does that even mean? Um, yeah, right, right. I don't want to. I'm not going to do that anymore. I can't. I don't feel. I just. Yeah. I feel angry that I, even believed anything that, yeah, I don't know, guys. It is horrible. And then, you do. Like, I feel like a lot of people have been saying this. They're like, make a list of how many people, certain people have an issue with. And there are some creators that have a much longer list than others. And, uh, I can't help but wonder why. You can't help but wonder why. But yeah, guys, like, that's the kind of stuff that can set people over the edge. I was very upset today. Like, I haven't cried like that. And actually, I probably needed to cry, so I can actually probably thank you for pushing me over the edge like that in some ways. I've had a lot of emotion kind of built up, and I think that was necessary. Because I try to not do that. I try to be strong. I try to, um, for my family and whatnot. But and it kind of, I was just at a loss. But I feel better now talking to you guys. Like, I wanted to come on here and kind of at least tell my side a little bit, um, and kind of let you guys know, like, the truth, I guess. But I wasn't really sure how I wanted to handle it, um, at all. And I'm really glad that you guys have been so supportive, because I didn't expect it at all. I really expected, because even my post that I did had some nasty comments on it that I deleted. I don't usually delete things, guys. I usually don't delete things. I usually just don't heart it if I don't, agree with it, more or less. Or sometimes I'm not paying attention and I might like a comment that's really awful, even directed at myself, that I don't realize because I'm just kind of trying to go down the list there. I don't know. I usually do it when I'm half asleep, when I'm like looking with one eye at the phone in the middle of the night. But I I don't know. Like, I did delete them, though. I did delete them because I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that. After somebody does something like this to you and then people come to harass you about it, are you kidding me? Like, under what universe, under what, like, laws of the universe is it okay to do something like that? Like, especially for no reason. Like, I'm at a loss, guys. Yeah, I did try to defend myself. I did. And I appreciate that, Madhouse. And that's good to know. I mean, all I could see, I was kind of in that place where all I saw is like the negatives, because, when I get to that place, that's all I can see. So there might have been other people standing up for me, or who left when that started. But all I was seeing was just people like agree. And then I tried to say something and they were like, well, nobody asked you to stand up for her. How is that even a response? So because I got, harassed because I supported her, that like negates it. What? It doesn't even make sense. I'm not working for somebody behind the scenes, guys. Like, I don't go and try to get information and send it to everybody. I would love to show you guys my email and my messages like that. It's very boring. I get some really interesting emails from once in a while that are like just kind of more funny than anything else. I do get some disturbing emails too, but like nothing it's nothing that you guys think it is. Not from me anyway. I receive things, but I'll show you my but then you say you'll show people things, but all that stuff can be edited. So I mean, I wouldn't believe it either if I showed you. So, but that's my life, right? That's something about me that, people because what I found is that people are using that kind of thing. They're trying to use the fact that Jessica's in recovery to discredit her, I've seen. And it seems that, that's now the thing to use to discredit people. Like that's I, no. So I feel like that's what it's trying to do. It's like, well, look, guys, she's not that. Somebody was like, well, it looks like Dorothy. It looks like you're the only not shady, legit person on here. And I was like, all right, then. Okay, well, you know, you don't have to have a criminal record to, have a substance abuse problem, vice versa. So whatever. I have nothing else to say about that at this point. I don't. And I'm sure she'll clap back at me or whatever. I don't even know. And you know what? If you want to use things that I'm saying now, you go for it, girl. You do that. At least that's something that I said on here publicly. But to say something that somebody says to you privately and act like it's like this big truth bomb that you just want to like tell everybody, what? That's hurtful. Like I was hurt. I am hurt. I'm very hurt. Um, I am because I'll go hard for people that have been nice to me or have supported me. I don't forget that. I don't forget people that have done that for me. And it's hard because a lot of the time, I don't like everything that they do at all. And then the minute I open my mouth about that though is when this happens. She said I had to show my medication as proof. Oh, okay. You want me to show my medication as proof? All right. Well, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I'm not giving her what she wants with that. I don't have to. I don't have to. There are people who know me here. Why would I? First of all, I remember her reasoning was that I was just trying to get information out of her or whatever. Dude, no. No, 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 no. I don't know why anybody was upset. I didn't She can be upset about other things that have happened. That's fine. That's fine. But I haven't done anything but just say very nicely, mind you, very nicely say that I didn't agree with that it's something very nicely. I wasn't like, yelling or berating. I certainly wasn't. I certainly had been very clear that I was going to have, you know, a live where I would go through everything in more depth, but I was dealing with a family thing, so I hadn't. But yeah, no, Rody Gal and I have known each other for a while now. A pretty long time actually. So I'm just glad that there is support here. I mean, do I have to post it? I will. I've no issue doing that. I don't think that I should have to post my prescription on here. Like, really? But if anybody would like me to send it to them personally, if you would like, I'm not gonna, if you really need to know, if you want to email me and you want me to send it to, I'm not gonna do it, guys. But I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to. I've been really open about my struggles in life. I've said that I was at these programs for troubled teens. Like, you don't just go there for no reason, right? I've been to all these places. I've been to detox. I've been to detox twice. I've been to residential treatment. I have been to, outpatient treatment. I have been to all of those things, like I have done all of those things. And I've been in outpatient, like the day treatment stuff. I've been in that more times than I can count, guys. And I'm not gonna, yeah, well, Air Force Fed, I don't know. Yeah, like, I don't ever want to ask for people's proof of their medical problems. Like, why would I make that up? I don't want to talk about that. That's not what I want. I'm very ashamed of it. Like, and I know I shouldn't be, but I am. I've done some really awful stuff to people that I really love. And, like, it's hard because you lose yourself, guys. You lose yourself. And, I hurt a lot of people. I broke my mom's heart. I'm sorry. I've told her, she's like, when I, she didn't think I loved her. And it's hard, and like I said, I cried when they gave me cash for my birthday instead of a gift card. Like, like that was really special for me. A lot of things have been, and I've really been trying to get my life together. I don't want to be that person anymore. That's not who I am. I don't recognize that person. I don't recognize that person anymore. Um, and I'm I'm just at a loss, guys. Like, I wouldn't be as good a person if I hadn't. And I do everything every day to try and, like, get back, to be the best person I can be now, because, just because I stolen? Yeah, I have. I've stolen from my parents a lot. Um, and I feel terrible for it. This was years ago though. Like, but there's always going to be those trust issues. I deal with that all the time, and it's triggering for me because I know that I've done the work and I've tried and I've put the effort in, but she's also really hurt, so things trigger her too. And she kind of goes off on that rhetoric where she wants to look at my pupils and so on and so forth, and this whole thing, and it's a whole thing. And I'm not going to, Penny. I'm not. Yeah. I don't, and you know what? I don't have, yeah, I don't have a criminal record. I didn't get caught. I don't know what to say. I mean, I think Dorothy has said the same thing herself. It doesn't, I wasn't stealing from like stores though. So what I was doing was worse. I honestly, I was stealing from people I cared about. And I think that's much worse than stealing from a store. I'm not proud of that. But and this has been something I've struggled with my entire life, like from age 14 onwards. And I have years at a time where I did really, really well, but something would happen and I would go completely, and I didn't want anybody's help. I didn't want help. I didn't think I had an issue there. It wasn't that bad. And I have a lot of guilt, Shar. That is the main emotion that drives my life, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't. I'm working on that. But I do. I feel very guilty. I put my parents through hell. I have a younger sister who, had to witness a lot of really awful stuff in her life because of me. She had a lot of, I sold and pawned a lot of her things at a time. And I'm telling you all this, use it against me. Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to say that I'm not still the same person because I've done these things? Go ahead. Go right ahead, Dorothy. That's fine. I'll leave that to the people who watch me to decide for themselves. I'm still the same person. I've always cared about people. I never wanted to hurt anybody, but when you're in that place, that's what happens. Like, she should know that. I don't know, guys. She started getting close to. Yes. Yes. And that's what I'm also saying. Mom of two men. That's a good point. And that's what I'm seeing too. It's like, I never wanted to be in the line of fire here, but here we are. So, I guess maybe it was a good thing because now I see the forest for the trees at this point. 3 things about me that are my strengths. Well, I showed I'm tenacious. I don't give up ever, ever. Even when I should, I don't give up. Like good things about me. Let's see. I'm genuinely a very caring person. I care very deeply about people. I'm compassionate. I have empathy. I always try to do the right thing, and that's genuine. That's genuine. And I'm very, very driven. I'm very driven. I have a lot of determination, motivation. I'm very smart. And I'm going to school. Like, when I check in with my doctor and she asks me what I'm doing, I mean, half the time she's surprised. I'm convinced she doesn't believe me when I tell her what I'm doing because, I don't think I don't think she hears a whole lot of it all the time. But I'm like, yeah, I'm going to grad school. I got straight A's. I have A's right now in all of my classes. Um, I do everything. I do everything I can. I try to contribute. I try to give back where I can. Because I feel like I have a lot of really negative karma to fix in my life, and I felt like that for a very long time. So every little thing that I can do to put back like something good into the world, I will. Because it's hard for me to even admit the fact that I actually just came on here and told you that I stole from my family. That's very hard because I have a hard time even saying that to them. And they know, so they know, um, they know. But it's hard for me to say. I hate saying that I've hurt people I care about because it's so not in my nature. It's so not in my nature. Um, and that's the whole thing. And now, and also, yeah, it's just the stigma, guys, and I'm guilty of it too. I'm guilty of it too. The fact that I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about, though. I don't feel like I have. I feel like I'm trying to. Oh, I have ADHD, so over explaining is like really common. um, but yeah, but yeah, well, I feel like I have though. My sister has a lot of hurt too, because of me. And I was very selfish about that for a very long time. And oh my God, my cat is throwing himself at the door, and I don't know why. Um, yeah, exactly. And I'm doing everything right now, and I didn't know where that came from. Yeah, my ADD is I over explain to the point where I like sound like I'm not making sense. Or that I'm like trying to yeah, it's a curse. And I can go on and on and on, and I'll round back, and then I'll try to explain it again because I didn't think that I was being clear enough, which is why I usually listen to my lives afterwards to just see how I'm communicating and how I can communicate better. Did my family? No. Not to my knowledge anyway, but like I said, I got sent to these programs for troubled teens. Um, my parents definitely saw a therapist. After that, I'm not really sure because when they kind of kicked me out, I was very resentful of them, and I really, really hated them for a long time, for not justifiably either. I was not ready to accept that I was not at that point yet. So we just very recently, in the past 5 years, repaired our relationship and started going through that. But no, my parents definitely saw like a therapist and stuff. And they definitely followed up on things too. I mean, like there was a time where because I got kicked, yeah, and I didn't realize you could get kicked out of like a group therapy thing. They had this thing, but they were like one more time, and three strikes are out, and you know, uh, they came in for that too. I mean, they tried to be as involved as I would let them, but um, hold on, I feel like I missed something. I feel like that didn't even make sense, but I'm trying here. But yeah, like I've definitely done a lot of really sorry, I didn't mean it. Yeah, my parents actually, I mean, I really don't even want to say this on here. My parents are in that field. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But yes, even they needed some support through all of that. And I would always like try to do the bare minimum. Like I would go to the meetings that I had to get my little card signed to, show that I was, but it was never, I was never like committed to it. I never really wanted it. But then I just thinking to myself, I'm like, I either live or I don't, right? Like, that if I continue down this path, what's the point? Like you only get one life. Like, do I really want to spend it hurting other people and hurting myself. So yeah. It is very different with your own family, Madhouse. And if you knew where I came from, if you knew not who I was, but yeah, yes, that is so true. That is so, so true. So true. Um, but I know I'm doing really well. And I'm not ashamed of where I'm at. Like it really up until this past July, did I feel like I was a huge failure in my life. But it took me looking at what I have accomplished, in uh, you know, up against what I've been through. So the fact that I've done what I've done, haven't gone through what I've gone through, it's incredible, really. My mom says it now. She says you're a success story, and I believe her when she says that. I hate it when I blush, but it's true. Um, and a lot of people aren't as lucky. A lot of people aren't as lucky. it's getting bad out there. It's getting bad. The disease takes a lot of really good people, and it's not fair. And I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I think we've all known some or lost somebody close, so I'm not gonna cry. Okay. But it is, and it touches every demographic, guys. There's no look to it. It's not like, that shady homeless person that you see on the side of the road. That's not always the case. I'm living proof of that. So, um, you know, yeah, 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 and I've been through a lot in my life, guys. Like I was adopted, like, I have that. I mean, was adopted. I had a lot of behavior problems. I had a really, really traumatic childhood. Not like probably my own fault, not in some ways. I was very difficult. I had undiagnosed ADHD. I was off the walls. I was impulsive, and that's hard for a parent, right? It's hard. I would know. Like it's hard. So right. And I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to do something with my life. And I kind of woke up one day and I was like, you know what, I want to go back to school. I want to go to grad school for something that I think I can actually do. And, I think my dad almost had a heart attack because he was like, okay, like, and I made it happen and I got in and I'm doing it. And, I think everybody, like, if I spend my whole life waiting for myself to be ready, then I'm never going to be ready and I'm never going to do it. And that's why I always say it's never too late. And, and then after I get off of this live, guys, I'm going to feel guilty. I'm going to feel like I share too much information. I'm going to think that people think differently of me, because that's where my mind goes. That's where my mind goes. This is not, this is a topic that if you knew the community I grew up in and you knew where I came from, it's very common, but it's usually hush hush. People don't talk about this. My parents might, because my mother, but it's, I feel that's the other problem when I didn't like that you put this out here. Like I have family that watches me. I hope people know that. I've said that about 1,000 times. So the fact that I have to address this, like my family knows these things, like this isn't a secret to my family. But I think they're gonna not understand why I felt the need to talk about it on here. Yeah. Oh, good night, mom of two men. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope I addressed everybody. I don't want anyone to feel like I didn't say hi or anything like that. But that's what I wanted to say though. I wanted to say that, like, I'm sorry it took me so long to open my eyes to what's going on. I'm sorry that, it took having to happen to me, for me to see what was going on. And I promise you going forward, it's not going to be like that. It's not. And I've reached out to some people privately, just to apologize for anything I may have done that was hurtful, because I don't want to. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm not here for anything like that. The last thing I want to do is be the reason somebody's feelings get hurt. And I know that you're like, well, you're a creator on YouTube talking about these things. Well, how could you have to not care? Well, you know what? There are some really good people that do this, and you can tell, guys. There are some creators here who you can just tell, they're just nice people and they don't want to do this. Some people are naturals. Not me. But, hold on, I was on. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate all of you guys that have, that are doing that, because I really didn't want to have to do this, but I'm part of me is glad it happened. I'm glad it happened. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely, sure. Definitely, because there's definitely I've had a couple of people actually ask to hear my adoption story, which I was very surprised to hear, and I would never turn off an opportunity to talk about myself, because I'm an oversharer, especially when I get nervous. I just keep going and going and going and going, and I don't know when to stop. Yeah, I've never tried to drag anybody, Michelle. That's what's so bizarre, though. Like, I just spoke up. That's all. It was time. It was time. I was getting so many people saying, like, you're okay with this, but you're not okay with that. And I'm like, that's not true, though. I'm not okay with that. I just didn't say anything, and I should have. It's just, I think that sometimes, as we all see, liking somebody or feeling like you owe them or whatever, it blinds you sometimes, I guess. But clearly I owe nobody nothing at this point. Nothing. Um, so here we are, and it's a whole new day, and I'm sure I'm gonna wake up to hopefully positive things, but probably not. Let's be honest. Um, yeah. Oh, you know what, Madhouse? I have done speaking. I've done that. That's what I'm saying, guys. If anybody wants to dig into my life, by all means. I mean, you're not going to find anything. Please don't. Please don't. I don't encourage anybody doing that with anybody. That's private stuff. Like you don't you don't need to know things about me or anybody else on here. But at the same time, it's like I've done speaking. I've spoken about a couple things actually. My adoption story, about the troubled teen stuff. I've done some public speaking. I have some publications. Um, and they're not self-published. So, but they're not. It's in a compilation of things. It's nothing special. It's not. It's nothing. It's nothing special. But yeah, Michelle. I'm starting to think that, and a lot of people told me. A lot of people tried to tell me. I'll tell you that. A lot of people tried. A lot of people were like, be careful. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I haven't done anything. I guess not. I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I hope so. I'm Fisher. I don't think I've seen your name in here before, but if you listen, I appreciate your tuning in. That means a lot to me. And I'm glad that you stopped in the chat. I'm glad that I know I have a lot of lurkers, but I lurk a lot too because yeah. No, Michelle, I was gonna text you about it, but I'm like, I don't want to bother you. I was just so upset. I'm like, I'm probably gonna sound like a crazy person if I texted you. Because that's how I was texting. Like Rody Gal knows me really well. So like Rody Gal and I have talked for quite some time. So she knows what to expect and how to decipher my streams of consciousness when I'm angry or upset. So yeah, it is very disturbing. I've heard a couple people threaten to talk about things that I don't think are appropriate, and I'm not gonna speak. I don't want to speak on you. I don't want to. That's not what I want to do. I never wanted to speak on anybody. You know what, Dorothy? Here's the thing. I won't speak on you in your defense, in anything. I will just stop entirely. All right, we can move on, and leave me alone. I will leave you alone. We can move on, right? Let me do my thing. Let me have my channel. Let me talk to my, you guys are my friends. Let me do what I want to do. Oh, Madhouse. Oh, I'm glad you're here now. We do some cool stuff on here. Like we don't always talk about drama. My whole spiel with that was that, I like to talk about what's going, because I'm part of this community. I've been part of this community for almost a year now, here and there. Like I wasn't really active in the chat until recently. Yeah, well, Megan, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I am. I mean, I don't really know how much more she can find about me that's, at all revealing that isn't just completely fabricated at this point. The only other thing that she could, and I'll say it on here. You want me to say it? You want me to say it so I can take away your thunder on here? You want us to know? I'll say it. I'll say it. You want to hold it against me? That's fine. If you want to come over here and use a truth bomb that somebody hasn't always had custody of their children, you want to use that as a truth bomb, you go right ahead. I'm going to take your power right away. There you go. That's all you have. Done. Okay. That's it. That's it. I was Chowder. And at this point, no, I'm not, because it's pointless. It would be pointless to do that. Because that's what I was planning on doing. But, well, I'm not giving her that's the only other thing that anybody has on me that I've said. That's it. That's it. And I don't care, because I do now, and it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't, even she said that she had that at some point in her life. So there really would be no reason, but no, I'm not at this point. I'm not. It's not worth it, because, what I was going to do is I was going to try to be fair, and I was going to try to call out everybody for what I was seeing. Because I didn't like what was being done to anybody, including her, right? So, but now this happens to me, and she wants to play like that, then I just don't even want to talk about her at all. I don't want to talk about, I don't know what I want to do, but I'm going to continue talking about what I want to talk about on here. I'm not going to be, what Jess did was brave. I agree, Michelle. I agree. So, I just, that's where we're going from here. I mean, I came on here to kind of talk about the behaviors I was seeing that made me not want to be in Natasha's chat as much, and why I started feeling uncomfortable there. And then, people started seeing me. I was hanging out because I like the people in this community. So I was trying to find somewhere where I could hang out. And, people were also asking me, they're like, well, why aren't you in Granny's chat anymore? And I mean, I was going to address that too. Because there's a reason. It's not anything anybody did, really. It has nothing to do with that. I just didn't think it was anything. I didn't think anybody noticed, first of all. But apparently people did. So, and I was going to address that in this live as well. And I was going to, because I know it was going to piss people off that a lot of things I was going to say, but now I'm like wondering, I'm like, was any of it even real? Now I'm wondering if, half the things I heard weren't even true. So what's the point in talking about things when my whole, perception of, because I heard things about myself today that I'd never heard before, that I didn't know about myself. So, who knows what else that has been said that isn't true? I'm sure quite a bit. So, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. You're right, Coco. I love your bird. That's so cute. I'm not a bird person. I did work in like the pet industry for a little bit, but Megan, I'm gonna second you on that. I'm almost sure of it. So, here we are. But and I've apologized. I've apologized that it took me so long to see that. Because I should have, and I didn't. I should have. But like I said, guys, like it had nothing to do with anything. And I mean, if anybody really wants to know, I'll explain it. It's really nothing personal. But I had no. Oh, it looks like a rabbit. Is that a dog, Madhouse? Is that a pug? It looks like a pug. I can't see for anything, but yeah. So I don't know, guys. I'm gonna continue to do me. I'm gonna talk about what I see as I see fit to talk about it. But thank you, Karen. Yeah, I didn't come on here. I can't. Nobody. Oh, Gertie, that's such a cute name. Oh my god, I love people names. There's a pug named Kevin that used to go to the dog park near here, and then I saw a meme where somebody else was talking about a pug named Kevin, and I was like, I don't know. I found it ironic, but I like people names, is what I'm trying to say. But no, I appreciate all of your support. Like, I wish I had like a more solid premise for what I'm doing here. I thought I had one, but clearly people make stuff up here. I guess I should have known that. But I guess I was just trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? I was trying to, I guess not see that. But I see it now, so I don't know. So I'm just kind of, yeah. Your bird. Oh, it bit you. Yeah, I've heard birds can be very sassy. I've definitely heard that. I never worked at a store that sold birds, but I did have to get a certification in avian nutrition to work there. So I do have that. Not that I remember any of it. A certification just means you complete like a class from UC Davis, and then you get a certification for it, and I really couldn't tell you anything about it. So when I had like this badge that said I was a pet expert, I used to laugh about that because I was like, oh, well, people are like, what should I feed my bird? And I'm like, I have no idea. But yeah, so the birds are definitely really pretty. They're really pretty. I have 2 dogs and 3 kitties. But, I don't know, guys. I appreciate all of your support. I really do. I know that I'm probably going to wake up to a whole bunch of whatever. Like, my goal isn't to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt Dorothy either. Like, I'm not going to come over here and try and do. That's not who I am. I just want to leave. I just wanted to leave me alone. Like, I didn't come on here to be a clapback channel. Like, that's not what I do here. What I do here is we talk about like the behaviors, and I'm not even just talking about people in this community. Like, I don't know if people are aware, but the shady behaviors that you see in this community happen all over. And I literally have started to go into communities that are like opening up my horizons on that with different people to talk about. And I do want to abide by the 10K rule, which means if I'm going to talk about somebody, I want them to have, well, for me, it probably be more than 10K because, or less, because I just I don't want to start things with people that I consider like coworkers, if that makes sense. That's how it was explained to me anyways. But, except for geese. My dog met geese for the first time, Earthbound Spirit, the other day. We were on, I found a path at a cemetery that's pretty deserted, and she's not great with other dogs, so I brought her over there. And she got to see geese for the first time, and she was quite intrigued. They were very rude to her, and she was rude right back. It was kind of funny. It was kind of cute. I took a picture, but yeah, I don't know, guys. Yeah, and I appreciate that, Rody gal. I told you though. I was like, you don't have to do that for me. Like, please, like, I don't put yourself in the line of fire, because I know how bad that can get. And I had no idea how bad that chat could get. But here, I had never seen it like that before. But I guess but people should know that that's not who I am. Like, that was what was most saddening to me, was that the minute you bring, like, somebody having a substance abuse problem into it, people automatically believe the worst. And I think that's something as a society that we need to work on. Because you never know. You never ever know what people have struggled with in their life. And you don't know who's on the other side of that keyboard either. Like, you can think you know, but you don't. Geese went after your grandson. Yeah, geese are nasty. Geese are really, really just nasty, nasty birds. And that's really fun. I wish I could play this video without getting struck for it, but I might be able to find a way around it. But it's a goose named Maria. They found out it was a boy, but they first called it Maria, and it was like this guy named Dominic. It was like unlike that like weird couples on Animal Planet, and it was this guy named Dominic who would walk like at this park every day, and Maria would like squawk at any women that would try to approach him. But I don't know. I thought it was funny. That probably didn't make any sense. Because I'm really bad at like explaining information back, and my mom was like, "Just don't bother," but I bother anyway. But yeah. I'm seeing a lot of things, and I'm gonna be going, when I might take a break for a little bit, guys, to be honest. Like, and by a break, I mean a couple days, because I like talking to you guys. Like, you guys, I consider many of you, if not all of you, like friends of some sort, and especially those of you who come into the chat, I feel like I've gotten to know a lot of you. And not like what people think. I don't talk to that many people like behind the scenes. I email and text with a few people, like my mods or Rodigal, and I have been Rodigal's talked to me the longest on here. She lives 5 minutes from me, so but I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm coming back, and we're gonna do some interesting stuff. I have a lot of really interesting content planned. That was kind of the whole point of this live that I wanted to do. I wanted to do this big, getting all of this crap out of the way, and then if people still wanted to stick around, we're gonna move forward from that. That's all. That was what it was going to be. But I guess this is the big finale. So that was the big finale with the drama. So, like, what I've always valued about my chat is that there are people from all communities that come in here. I have people that are Natasha supporters. I have people who, support, everybody on here. Dorothy, Granny's watching, whoever else there is. I'm probably forgetting more people, and I'm just brain dead. Those are just the three that I've had in my head at the moment. But like, there are people from all over that support all different things, and everybody gets along in here. Everybody's respectful. I have seen people who are problematic elsewhere be respectful here, and that's all that I care about. Because I feel like people want to talk about these things, like people want to, and I'm literally I'm like stalling to get off of here, because I'm gonna feel really uncomfortable when I get off of here, because I'm gonna start thinking about the things that I said, and I'm gonna start worrying about what people are gonna think. Like I always do, because I have a lot of guilt and shame. And I think, I don't think that's uncommon when it comes to this stuff, but that's how I feel. I feel like people judge me. I feel like people think less of me. I feel like, all of those things. But I still am, guys. I don't think I'm gonna re-listen to this one either. I usually re-listen, but this is gonna be one that I might not re-listen to, because same with the ones about my troubled teen stuff. Me telling about my trauma that I've been through, it's hard to re-listen to, and this one in particular, because this is who I am, guys. If this changes your opinion on me, then I'm sorry to hear that, but I've never pretended to be anything that I'm not. I just didn't feel it was necessary to tell you about this, because I'm not a recovery channel. I'm not. We don't talk about that. Do I have a coping skill? I have a fidget toy right now. I have like this little squishy thing. I'm probably gonna go. You guys are gonna laugh at me if I tell you what TV show I'm gonna go watch after this. You're gonna laugh at me. I'm laughing at me. but they just did the final episode of it, and I grew up with Arthur. I grew up with Arthur. That was like one of the shows that I adored growing up, and my parents were really particular about what kind of TV I could watch. So I had to watch PBS a lot. So, oh, can you guess? No, I just told you. So they just did a final episode where they showed Arthur and the gang, most of them anyway, all grown up, and to show what they've been doing. And I haven't seen the final episode, so I want to watch the final episode. Oh, thank you, Shar. I appreciate having you in chat. You're always really, really, really kind. You're a very kind person. And insightful. There are some really insightful people that come in here. Yeah, that's true, Karen. That's true, Karen. I That's so true. How do you get those like the little is that like an emoji afterwards? I don't know. I don't know how people do that. Arthur. I'm younger than a lot of people that watch me. I'm 33, so maybe I was a little old to be watching Arthur. I don't know. I liked Arthur. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Guilty pleasure. I don't. Yeah, but it's been on for like 30 years, guys. So like, I get it that it was still running today, but it's been on since the 90s, the early 90s. With Arthur's first pair of glasses was like the one I had on VHS. Yeah, Blue's Clues, I think, was a little after my time. Blue's Clues was more my sister's generation, and believe it or not, guys, like I said, I might come from money and stuff, but my parents were very. You would never know it. I was not raised to believe that. Like we didn't have cable or anything like that. My parents were really against screens and stuff like that. Like they were more about playing outside and educational stuff, and I wasn't allowed to watch a whole lot of TV. But yeah, we didn't have cable. My parents had no desire to have it, and I didn't have it till high school. So I didn't get to watch Blue's Clues, or maybe it was on, but my sister didn't either. We had PBS, and that was about it. And I was on the Bozo the Clown show. We can talk about that too. I'm still looking for the footage. 1994, Bozo the Clown show. Yep, it was good times. Good times. I had a huge tantrum because I couldn't sing Lion King songs with Ringmaster Maria because they had the Disney Channel, like Lion King had just come out. So like the Disney store had these two, like Simba and Nala, and they had like magnets in their noses. So when you put it together, they would kiss. And I really wanted those. Yeah, that's a long story. I really want to find the footage. I have it on VHS somewhere. My parents have it somewhere on VHS in their house, and I will go tear it top to bottom to find it. There's also a recorded episode of Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers in there too, and then it goes into the Bozo the Clown show featuring yours truly with no teeth. And I literally look like I'm about to go kill everybody because I was so angry that I didn't get to. Did I watch Magic Miss Frizzle? I read the books. I don't think I watched the show, but yeah, right. It makes you who you are, Shar. It does. And it makes you a really strong person. You were on the Rex trailer, really? That's awesome. I have a lot of interesting stories like that. I've had a really interesting life, guys. Like, I've done a lot of things that I, have no right to have done. I definitely came from a place of privilege in a lot of ways. With traveling and things like that. And I'm, was not grateful for it at the time. And I wish I had way before my time. I've heard of that. I've heard of it. But it's, I think I have anyway, if it's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, I just, Bozo, I was in Bozo the Clown. I was a special one. Well, I got to play balloons in the Pantaloons, which was really disturbing in hindsight, where like my dad and there was another little boy and his dad had to put on giant clown pants, and there was like balloons all over the floor, and you had to stuff the balloons down your dad's pants, and whoever got the most balloons won. And my prize was Uno, the game Uno, the card game. I got that and then like he got a prize too. He got Skippo. And I was like, that's a really lame prize. I wanted Lion King stuff. But I won. And, in hindsight, that's really gross and disturbing. I also had really interesting birthday parties, Rowdy Gal. I had a wolf petting party at Roger Williams Zoo, where we, nobody liked it either because I was always into educational things. So basically my birthday party was everybody got to come and listen to the zookeeper talk about wolves because I was obsessed with wolves. And then we could go and pet them. Like kind of pet them, like I'm using quotation marks, but it was like an educational birthday party. And then we can talk about the one time I, stole as a child. I never even shoplifted. I've still like, I feel like that's worse. I wish I had stolen from stores rather than from people I cared about, but I can't change that. But the one time I I did steal was I stole Kitty Surprise off of somebody else's birthday table when I was younger because I really wanted it and nobody got it for me. So I was like, I should have this. Um and that's it. You've been to that zoo? Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Rhode Island, so I worked at that zoo actually very briefly. When I graduated high school, I did maintenance. So I like cleaned bathrooms and like swept the pathways and whatnot for that summer of '06. I did. Over in Massachusetts? Yeah, I lived in Massachusetts. I've lived in Bellingham. I've lived in Bridgewater. I went to Bridgewater State. That's where I went to college. So that's where I graduated from. But I got my associates at Dean College before that. Oh, you went to Salve? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. See, a lot of local people in here. Um, oh, hey, thanks for stopping by, Violet. I always enjoy having you. You lived in Central Falls. I'm so sorry. Sorry, that's mean. I shouldn't say that. Maybe it was better back then. I don't know. Nowadays, I don't. My friend lived there, and I was terrified to even drive there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was Bridgewater State College when I went. I graduated in 2010. I love Newport too. My sister, her bachelorette party over the summer was in Newport, and it was a blast. It was great. I love Newport. I like touring the mansions too. The Breakers is my favorite. Um, I should go. I want to do that. I started going to the beach and just swimming by myself. I love the ocean. The ocean is like my zen spot, my happy place, and I really should get there more. I really should do that. My laptop's gonna die too, so that's another incentive for me to get off of here. My laptop. I think my charger's in my room, and I'm in the back bedroom. So I think my charger's next to my bed because I was doing homework. But yeah, we talk about all sorts of things here. We don't just talk about, I've been to these programs for troubled teens, boarding school. Connecticut's near me. Yeah. I went to one of my boarding schools that I was sent to that was the worst one and really abusive was in Connecticut in Woodstock. But it got shut down, so it's not there anymore. It's kind of right next to Woodstock Academy, actually. But I know I never lived in Connecticut, except for when I went to school there. I almost went to the University of Hartford. I got in, but I was dating a guy that was, because I did really well for really like, when I graduated high school, my freshman year of college, my parents weren't expecting me to be able to do it. I went to a 2-year school first, because I didn't get in anywhere else, and I really, I was some really problematic people I was hanging out with ended up moving to Florida. So I think that was a good thing. A really good thing. So I got straight A's. I got a 4.0 GPA. I graduated from my 2-year degree with a 3.7 GPA, high honors society. And then I went to Bridgewater and I did really well up until my senior year, where I went all the way back down into my really not so great self, and I barely graduated. I was late for my own graduation because I had been drinking quite a bit the night before, and yeah, so I barely even drink now. So if at all, I might, for like my sister's wedding, I had some wine. I'll have a couple sips, but I'm not. I mean, people don't even believe me when I say it. Like, what? Because I have to take drug tests pretty frequently, and I don't even though I have like a medical card for it, I don't even really smoke weed. I take some CBD and stuff like that, but I just I don't know. I'm really like my one vice. My one vice is the one that I just can't seem to kick, I guess. But maybe someday. Maybe someday. I have the utmost respect and the utmost admiration for folks who have, gotten past that point, and I'll get there someday. I'll get there, or I won't. And but as long as I'm alive and healthy and being productive, who cares? Let's see. Is it snowing where I am? It snowed last night. It was sleeting pretty bad this morning. I'm tired of this snow, guys. Every time I think that I have, I don't know, because the snow limits my mobility. Because, like I said, I also have a spine injury, so I'm afraid of falling. I did fall in the fall, and it's like traumatized me. But I usually go walk at a cemetery that's local, and because it's just gorgeous, and I have a when it snows, I can't really get there. So I have a treadmill and I have like a stationary bike. So you know, because I have to be active. It's for my mental health. Like I have to go for a walk every single day. Oh yeah, Air Force vet. I'm in for a fusion. I needed another disc remove. I reacted really well to surgery. Obviously because of like the whole pain med thing. So it's hard. So where are you at, Baroness? Are you in the winter somewhere where the winter's pretty bad too? Um, yeah, I mean, and I shouldn't be complaining because we've been really spoiled with the lack of snow, and I was upset about that too. Because I'm like, and I've been open about my spine injury too. I feel like I've discussed that with you guys, and I have mentioned, you probably wouldn't know or else you were reading the chat though. I have mentioned my struggles here before because somebody asked me a question once about, if I took tramadol for my back, and I did say I can't take that. And that was why. I mean, I figured I thought more people knew. Honestly, I haven't told that many people. Like Rody Gal knows. I think I've told most of my mods because I got really angry. That's why I got really angry when Jess's parenting was brought up by Natasha that one time. I got really angry about that. And I try to stay really fair and open, guys. Like, I'm not, a supporter of any, you know what I mean? Like, I try not, but things people do, like, specific, like, there's going to be things people do that upset you, but I got really triggered by that. That bothered the crap out of me. I did not like that. Hey, Dark Magician. To say that she's a bad parent because or else you've been through it, you don't know. It's not about choosing that over your head. Like I promise you the decision is not that black and white. Yeah, failed back surgery, mine as well. Yeah, Air Force vet. You and I probably have a lot in common. Yeah, we probably do. you know but I'm like, I can say that wholeheartedly. Like it's not that black and white, and I get it. If you haven't been through it, or you don't know anyone that's had that, it's hard to see it that way. And I have to remember that. I have to remember that, not that it gave her any right to do that, like regardless. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to talk about like the mindset. We did. That's right. Did you change your name since then, or am I just losing my mind? I am so sorry if I just I don't recognize your name, but I remember that conversation. Please tell me you changed your name because I'm gonna feel really bad otherwise. Because I don't that wouldn't be like me. Okay, I was gonna say I would have remembered that. I would have remembered your name in that conversation. Okay, all right. But yeah, and yeah, right. We've all had our struggles and gone through different things. I mean, a lot of us. There's some really people with some really incredible stories in this community. There's some people that have been through some really awful stuff that is stuff that I never wish to have to experience. There are some really smart people that do things for a living that you would never guess. Because they don't talk about it, but maybe I've talked to them privately. Rody gal. So there's some really, really smart people here that you would just never guess what they do. And that's why I always try and keep in mind. Because you don't know. And I really like, a lot of people have been saying, and it's been this past week, a lot of people had put, oh, is she live, Coco? I might, I might stop by afterwards. I might. I don't see why, because I like a lot of the people in there. Like I don't even know. I'll address all of that. I don't even know. I do know, and there's just been some stuff going on, guys, that I feel really stupid for believing at this point. Really stupid because I should know better. I preach about it. So, but a lot of people have put a lot of pressure on me over this past week to reevaluate how I was thinking about some things. Especially standing up for one thing when I didn't stand up for something else. And they're right. They were right. And I was just trying to figure out how to handle it because I was trying to weigh out the different, I don't know. I felt stuck. I felt I didn't know how to handle it. I'm new to all this too, and I didn't know what the best course of action would be all the time. So, yeah, no. Oh, she is too. Well, she's one of my mods. Yeah, Brittany is really chill. She's really level-headed. Yeah, and she's kind of like a voice of reason a lot of the time, at least for me. Um, she's got a good grip on what's going on here. I think she's been here for a while. I'm not sure how long she's had her channel, but Brittany, it's allegedly with Brittany J, guys, and she's really cool. She's very chill. But yeah, good night, guys. I'm probably gonna get off here soon. My laptop's about to die, but I'm like enjoying talking to you guys. I am proud of myself, and my schoolwork's been suffering because of my YouTube, and I need to get a handle on that. I remember every day now why I didn't start my channel until after my first semester. But I still have A's, so I'm doing something right. Yeah, she is Michelle. I agree. She has a really nice voice to listen to. You know who else has a really nice voice to listen to, guys? And she just put a new video out that I saw, but I haven't watched yet. Actually, no, I watched part of it because I commented on it. So yeah, I did. I listened to part of it. I want to listen to the rest of it. I think her name is Stargazer. She's really, really fair and level-headed as well. She reminds me a lot of myself, but probably better. um, so she seems a lot wiser anyway. That's just my impression. But she's really in the middle. She's able to kind of call out behaviors as they are. She's a lot like me, except I think she handles it better. But maybe I'm not getting myself enough credit. I never give myself enough credit. But yes, thank you guys for participating. Thank you all for being so kind. And if you're listening to this on repeat, thank you to everybody who's mad at me right now for not coming in here and making this a really bad experience. I really needed to talk. I'm dealing with some stuff. I'm dealing with some stuff in my personal life too. I'll give you that credit too. I was expecting worse, and you guys didn't do that, and I appreciate that because I liked a lot of people that have said some nasty things about me today. I'm disappointed, guys. I am. I'm disappointed. Yeah, Stargazer has a really, really nice voice. It's so soothing. She should read like audiobooks. Like that is how relaxing her voice is. She really should. I don't. Maybe she does that for a living. I have no idea, but she should. But good night, guys, and thank you so much for stopping by. I'll probably be on tomorrow night too, depending on what's going on, because I like talking to you guys, and I have some stuff that I want to do. I have a whole list of topics that I want to go into. And I think people are going to enjoy it. We're not just going to do, we're going to do a little bit of true crime. We're going to do a little like reaction to videos. We're going to do a little bit of psychology stuff. I have a special guest that usually charges money for people to listen to them speak. But, I was hoping the drama would die down a little bit before I bring them on. But I think everybody's really going to enjoy that. And then we're also going to do, thank you, Dave. I know it's probably really late where you are. So thank you for joining me. And thank you all for being so supportive. I can't think. I'm at a loss for words, honestly. I wasn't expecting that. I'm super nervous. Like I'm shaking my leg. I'm gonna be like really, yeah, funny memes too. Actually, you know what? I have one for you. Here, see, I can do this now. I figured it out. Let me find a good one for you guys. I've probably already shared it. Let's see. These are just all ones that I can relate to very heavily. Oh God, what's a good one? I've already shared this one, but there we go. Because I saw I know that's a Frenchie, but because there was a pug, that is literally me to eat cheese, standing in front of the refrigerator. I think we've all done it. We've all done it. We've all been there. But all right, good night, guys. I'll probably be on here later, and don't believe everything you hear, because obviously people like to make things up or exaggerate. I don't even know where they get half the stuff from, but I'm definitely going to be more conscious of that personally, because I clearly haven't been. And I'm probably going to go check out who's live. If it's something that's upsetting to me, I probably won't watch it, because who wants to listen to themselves get dragged? I listened to part of it and I was just really shocked. And I'm disappointed because I didn't know that I had done anything that was so awful. And no, I did not sign up for this. I'm not that kind of channel. I never have been. And maybe I should have posted that whole video, because I guarantee you, if you had heard that whole video, things would have made more sense. And I will be posting it. I'm going to download it to my computer. I think I still have it. I will be posting it, and people can see for themselves. Aside from the first 15 minutes, it's an hour and 15 minutes, like an hour, 10 minutes or so. and I'll post it and you'll hear for yourself. I, defended her too. So I don't know what the problem is. But all right, good night, guys. And thank you to my mods for being here. I was like, fingers crossed people show up because I know people are really busy. But yeah, have a great night, guys. You guys are the best.